Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Once upon a time, in a land blanketed by snow and surrounded by towering mountains, there lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. She had skin as white as snow, lips as red as roses, and hair as black as ebony. Snow White's stepmother, the queen, was envious of her beauty. The queen possessed a magical mirror, and every day she would ask it, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror always replied, "You, my queen, are the fairest." But as Snow White grew older, her beauty surpassed even that of the queen. Unable to bear the thought of anyone surpassing her in beauty, the queen's heart filled with jealousy. One day, as snowflakes danced in the air, the queen consulted her mirror, and to her dismay, it answered, "Snow White is the fairest in the land." Consumed by jealousy, the queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White deep into the forest and dispose of her. The huntsman, however, could not bring himself to harm the innocent princess. Instead, he warned Snow White of the queen's intentions and set her free in the vast and enchanting forest. Lost but determined, Snow White wandered through the woods until she stumbled upon a small cottage. Entering cautiously, she discovered 7 tiny beds, a table laden with delicious food, and a fireplace that crackled with warmth. The cottage belonged to 7 dwarfs: Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, Dopey, and Doc, who worked in a nearby diamond mine. When the dwarfs returned home that evening, they were surprised to find Snow White asleep in their beds. When she awoke and explained her story, the dwarves were moved by her plight and welcomed her into their home. In return, Snow White took on the role of their caretaker, bringing warmth, laughter, and joy to the once quiet cottage. Unbeknownst to Snow White, the queen discovered that she was still alive. In a fit of rage, the queen concocted a plan to rid herself of Snow White once and for all. She used her dark magic to create a poisoned apple, its red surface hiding a deadly secret within. Disguised as an old woman, the queen offered the poisoned apple to Snow White, claiming it held the power to grant wishes. Despite the dwarf's warnings, Snow White took a bite and fell into a deep slumber, the curse of the poisoned apple taking hold. Heartbroken, the dwarves placed Snow White in a glass coffin and mourned her apparent death. Yet, as time passed, a handsome prince heard of the tragic tale and ventured into the forest to see the princess for himself. Struck by her beauty, he kissed Snow White, breaking the curse. Snow White opened her eyes, surrounded by the dwarves and the prince who had awakened her. Overjoyed at Snow White's recovery, the dwarves and the prince celebrated with a grand feast. The news of the princess's awakening spread throughout the kingdom, reaching the queen's ears. Consumed by jealousy once again, the queen's heart turned to stone, and she vanished into the darkness. Snow White, now reunited with the prince and surrounded by her newfound friends, ruled the kingdom with kindness and grace. The dwarves continued their work in the diamond mine, and the land flourished under Snow White's gentle reign. And so, in the land of snow-covered mountains, where magic and love prevailed, Snow White and her prince lived happily ever after. Their tale a timeless story of beauty, friendship, and the triumph of good over evil. To be continued. Thanks a bunch for sharing this fairy tale with us. We had a blast, and we hope you did too. Remember to give that like button a friendly tap and hit the subscribe button so you won't miss out on more classical fairy tales and giggles. Can't wait to see you again soon for another round of storytime fun.